Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, dear students. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Welcome to you all in the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School, Taif. For good health, stay home, stay safe. This is grade 10, subject Pakistan Studies, chapter number 1, History of Pakistan, Part 2. Lecture number 1. I am your subject teacher, Muhammad Yunus. Dear students, here are the contents of Pakistan Studies book for class 10. Here are 4 chapters. Chapter 1, History of Pakistan, Part 2. You can see on page 3. Chapter 2, Pakistan in the World's Affairs. It is on page 30. Chapter 3, Economic Development. It is on page 54. Chapter 4, Population, Society and Culture of Pakistan. You can see this on page 93. Dear students, before starting the chapter, I will give you a review of the history of Pakistan, part 1, which you have finished in class 9. The period of the history of part 1, that is from 1947 to 1970. We have studied about the emergence of Pakistan or the establishment of Pakistan. Pakistan became an independent state in 1947. Then we have also studied about the early problems faced by Pakistan. We have studied about the role of Quaid-e-Azam as a first Governor General. Also, you have discussed about Liaquat Ali Khan, first Prime Minister of Pakistan. You also discussed the objective resolution, which is very important documents to frame the Constitution of Pakistan. We have also discussed about the Constitution of 56 and 1962, and so you have also studied about Ayub Khan era 1958 to 1969. We have also discussed about Pak-India War 1965. We also discussed about the economic development of the planning. We also discussed about election 1970. And also we have discussed about the separation of East Pakistan, that's now Bangladesh. Dear students, in this chapter, History of Pakistan Part 2, we will study about the different topics which are very important. Key aspects of the Constitution of 1973. We will study this in the era of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Then you will study about the major aspects of the Islamization process during 1977 and 1988. These steps we will discuss in the era of General Ziaul Haq. Then you will discuss about Pakistan as a nuclear power. And also you will discuss about the system of devolution power initiated by Pervez Musharraf with particular emphasis on local self-government. We will also discuss about the local government plan. 2000, which was given by Pervez Musharraf. Dear students, now we will discuss key aspects of Constitution of 1973, because this constitution was framed in the period of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. I want to give you small introduction. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was a Pakistani barrister and politician who served as ninth Prime Minister of Pakistan from 1973 to 1977 and the fourth President of Pakistan from 1971 to 1973. He was also the founder of the Pakistan People's Party (PPP) and served as its chairman until his death in 1979. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto came in power 20th December 1971 and enjoyed the seat of president up to 1977. During this period, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto took over the office of President of Pakistan as well as Chief Martial Law Administrator on 20th December 1971 to create a new spirit in the nation, enable them to face the challenging condition and to make people aware of his policies. He made his speech the same day, which gave new determination and zeal to the moral of Pakistani people. In his speech, he said, "The country is facing a serious crisis. I have taken over at a time when the history of Pakistan has reached its turning point. I have to build a new and progressive Pakistan which the Quaid-e-Azam dreamed. It is my belief that it will definitely done." Dear students, these were the specific words of his speech which was delivered after take over the office of president. Because the constitution of 1973 was framed in his period, so we will discuss here about the key aspects or the characteristics, or sometimes the question comes, what are the salient features of Constitution 1973? The first one is preamble. Preamble means introductory statement of documents. Objective resolution of Pakistan was, you can say, the preamble of the Constitution of 1973. The objective resolution has been included in the preamble of Constitution 1973, according to which sovereignty belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The people's representatives would use their powers as a sacred trust within the limits of Quran and Sunnah. It was made a regular part of the Constitution 1973 through an amendment in 1985. Number two, written constitution. Like the previous constitution, it is also a written document which comprises 280 articles, 12 sections, and 6 judicial records. Federal Constitution. Pakistan has been declared a federal state in the Constitution of 1973. The Federation of Pakistan consists of four provinces, federal capital, and adjoining tribal areas, which are called FATA, federally administered tribal areas, and PATA, provincially administered tribal areas. Then it is semi-rigid constitution. It means the constitution is flexible. You can make any change according to the rule. It is a semi-rigid constitution. The method of amendment is neither too difficult nor too easy. A two-third majority of parliament, it means National Assembly and Senate, is required to make an amendment in the constitution. So you can make any change in the constitution, but there is a specific procedure. Number 5, national language. Urdu has been declared the national language. In a period of 15 years, arrangements will be made to implement the status of Urdu as the official language. During this period, English will be used as the official language. Next, Islamic Constitution. It was declared in this constitution, Islam is the state religion of Pakistan. It has been declared essential for the President and the Prime Minister to be Muslims. The official name of the state is the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. It encourages the practice of Islamic mode of life among the citizens. Steps will be taken to abolish interest, zakat, awqaf, and ushur will be enforced. Dear students, ushur is the, you can say, taken on the agriculture crops. Independence judiciary. A guarantee has been provided for an independent judiciary. The judges are paid handsome salaries and have job security. The judiciary has been separated from the executive. The judges will perform their duties without any fear or the pressures. So it means there will be no pressure on the judges to make any decision. They will be free without any pressure. Next, parliamentary constitution. According to the Constitution of 1973, the National Assembly will have a tenure of the 5 years. The parliamentary form of the government was implemented in the country. The head of the country is the president, and the prime minister is the head of the government. The president is elected by the parliament and the provincial assemblies. It means National Assembly, Senate, and the provincial assemblies. Whereas the prime minister is elected by the majority in the National Assembly. Where there are the two houses, that system is the parliamentary system, we can say. Then the supremacy of the constitution. In any person abrogates the constitution or try to abrogate it, he will be charged with high treason and prosecuted accordingly. And any person who will not obey the law, constitution, he will be punished according to the constitution. No one is above the law. Second, constitution institutions. According to the Constitution 1973, several institutions were set up to look after the constitution making process. The institutions are Council for Common Interest, National Economic Council, National Finance Commission, Election Commission of Pakistan, and Federal Ombudsman. These institutions work within their limits and prefer national interest. Next, bicameral legislature. The parliament will consist of two houses according to 73 Constitution. The upper house is called Senate and the lower house is called National Assembly. Bicameral legislature means where there are the two houses in the legislation, that is National Assembly and the Senate. The provinces have been given equal representation in Senate and it is a permanent house. Its tenure is of 6 years. It consists of 104 members. The National Assembly comprises of 342 members. The total number of the member of the parliament is 446. The last aspect of the constitution, that is fundamental right. The citizens have all the fundamental rights. The parliament and the provincial assemblies cannot make any law that negates any fundamental rights. It means fundamental rights are protected according to this constitution. So now we will study the next topic, that is the steps taken for the Islamization in the country, and this was done in the era of General Ziaul Haq. I will give you here brief introduction of General Ziaul Haq. Muhammad Ziaul Haq was a Pakistani four-star general who became the sixth president of Pakistan after declaring martial law in 1977. He served as the head of the state from 1978 until his death in 1988. He remains the country's longest serving head of state. Now we will study some points of his era. During the election of 1977, all the political parties in the country had decided to fight against People's Party. All the other parties formed an alliance called Pakistan National Alliance. The National Assembly elections were held on 7th March 1977. The elections were declared invalid. A movement called Nizam-e-Mustafa was started. When the situation was beyond control, Mr. Bhutto invited the National Alliance for negotiation. The negotiations were still in progress when Army's chief Ziaul Haq overthrew the Bhutto government and declared martial law on 5th January 1977. He ruled over the country for about 11 years, from 5th July 1977 to August 1988. General Ziaul Haq was killed in an air crash on 17th August 1988. During his government, he took many steps for Islamization in Pakistan. Here we will discuss major aspects of the Islamization during his government from 1977 to 1988. Dear students, here we will study about the major aspects of the Islamization during 1977 to 1988 by Ziaul Haq. First of all, he set up of the Shariat courts. Shariat benches were set up in all high courts on 10th February 1979. Ulama were appointed as judges in them. Federal Shariat courts instead of Shariat benches were set up in 1980, which hears appeals against the decision of their subordinate courts and interprets Islam. Next, implementing Shariat ordinance. The government passed Shariat ordinance 1979. All the matters of stealing, drinking alcohol, rape, and other crimes would be dealt with under Shariat law. When laws were made for the social evils, and that will be punished according to the law, so that the rate of crimes can be reduced or finished. Zakat and Ushr ordinance. Zakat is given on the actual wealth in the form of money, gold like this, and Ushr is, you can say, given on the agricultural crops. According to this ordinance, 2.5% of zakat is deducted from the bank accounts of all the Muslims on the first of Ramadan every year. The zakat money is distributed among the deserving people by the Zakat Council. 10% Ushr deduction from the annual agriculture process was started in 1983. This step was taken so that proper collection of zakat and ushr and the distribution of zakat and ushr in the proper way, so that deserving people can get their share. Next, abolition of interest. For abolition of interest, accounts were opened on the basis of profit and loss on 1st January 1981, and all saving accounts were converted to PLS account from 1st July 1984, so that the interest rate of banking can be reduced. Number 5, Islamiyat and Pakistan studies as a compulsory subject were introduced up to the level of BA in all the educational institutions. This step was taken to harmonize the educational system with Islam. Number 6, prayer arrangements. Arrangements were made in all the educational institutions and government offices for offering of Zuhr prayer, because this time is the duty time or the office time or the school or the institution time, and people can say their prayer in time. Prayer committees were formed to attract the people to prayer. एहतराम रमज़ान ordinance. Ehram Ramzan ordinance was passed. The people who will not observe piety of the month of Ramadan could be jailed for 3 months and fined 500 rupees so that they can respect the Ihram. Ramzan. Religious schools were set up in the regime of Ziaul Haq by the government, and they were given annual grants. Their degrees were considered equal to MA. Compulsory study of Arabic. The study of the Arabic language was made compulsory from grade 6 to 8. Then, the International Islamic University. The International Islamic University in Islamabad was started in 1981 for Islamic learning and law research. It was established with the help of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the regime of King Faisal. Next, the setting up of the Shariat faculty. A Shariat faculty was set up in the Holy Quaid University in Islamabad, which would provide teaching of Hadith, Fiqh, and Islamic laws, so that the students can learn also about the teaching of Islam in a proper way. Dear students, this is the end of today's lecture. Here is some homework. Here are the short question answer. First question is, what is meant by bicameral legislature? You can find the answer very easily. Number two, name any three constitutional institutions. You can see also in the book. Number three, why is the 1973 constitution called the federal constitution? You can find this answer in the topic of the constitution 1973. Long question, you will, from the exercise you will do question number 2, that's answer is on the page number 12 and 13, and question number 7, answer is on page number 10 and 11. This is the end of the today's topics. Thank you for watching the lecture, and also goodbye.